computer science from Vanity University. So right now I'm presenting my PhD thesis. Uh, so let me start it by the name of Allah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul uqtadam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbi zidni ilma. The topic of my thesis is measuring religious spiritual insights that influence attitude towards advertising during religious festivals. First of all, I would like to thank Almighty Allah who have blessed me with this opportunity to defend my PhD thesis in front of you all. Second, I would like to thank my supervisors, Dr. Irfan Haider and Dr. Syed Amir Saeed, especially Dr. Irfan to believe in me and to spend a lot of his precious time in guiding and mentoring this thesis. Third, I would like to thank several other peoples, which include Dr. Mohammad Sufyan, Dr. Adnan Bashir, Dr. Azim Qureshi, Dr. Amir Shamsi, Dr. Aisha Shaukat, Dr. Nadeem Sayyed, Dr. Asma, Dr. Shagufta, Dr. Bilkis, Muhammad Yasir, Mr. and Mrs. Kurram, and so many others whom I cannot name here due to the time constraint. But uh, this thesis is done because of all of your support. Last but not least, my family, which include my mother, father, and wife. Because of their ultimate support, I am here to present my thesis before you all. So, first of all, I would like to I would like to start it from here that how did all this PhD thesis got started. So this is a brief summary of my research journey. Initially, I found that PAMRA has started banning TV commercial in Pakistan. PAMRA is the regulatory authority who monitors the TV ads, uh, TV commercials. While reviewing the literature, I identified the concepts of spirituality and religiosity in advertising. Whenever I discuss this topic with anyone, he or she got confused between these concepts because there is an implicit understanding that both of these concepts are same.
Can you please
Why?
share your presentation? We are unable.
Excuse me. Uh, I, इसको click करो, इसको click. Right. So I found that Tamra has started banning the TV commercials, and while reviewing the literature, I identified the concepts of spirituality and religiosity in advertising. Whenever I discuss this topic with anyone, he or she got confused between these concepts because there is an implicit understanding that both of these constructs and both of these concepts are same. So while reviewing the literature, I identified studies of spirituality that they often discuss religiosity interchangeably. Hence, there is a need to formally specify a relationship between both concepts. In marketing literature, although religiosity construct has been used with attitude towards advertising, but the spirituality concept and construct has often been ignored. It was also identified that existing instruments are inappropriate to measure the religious spirituality. That is a need. Therefore, there is a need to develop an instrument. The key terms I'll be using in this presentation and are basically the construct differential analysis. This is a new methodology to formally specify a relationship between similar concepts. I'll discuss the detail in later slides. Religious spiritual insights are the understanding of consumers required by brand and religious and spiritual contemplations are basically the profound thinking of human beings in religious and spiritual sense. So the background of the study is that religious festivals are special occasions celebrated with high religious contemplations and spiritual contemplations worldwide. Communities having high religious spiritual contemplations for such festivals are often targeted by intensive marketing campaigns based on TV advertisements. These high stake religious festivals may consume a significant amount of annual advertising budget. TV commercials often neglect consumers' religious and spiritual contemplations that are based on beliefs. An individual's attitude towards object can be determined by the beliefs. Attitude towards advertising has been widely used to measure consumers' favorable response towards advertisements. And as I said, that Pakistan Electronic Media Regulatory Authority (PAMRA) had started monitoring TV commercials specifically during the Ramzan, due to the consumers' backlash on TV commercials, which were conflicting with their spiritual and religious contemplations. So while reviewing the literature, it was identified that religiosity and spirituality have been used interchangeably, intertwined, and inconsistently. Relationship between religiosity and spirituality is complex because literature has not formally specified the relationship between these constructs. Instruments measuring religiosity and spirituality were developed specifically for a particular domain and without specifying the relationship between these concepts. For example, there are several instruments like spirituality and workplace spiritual well-being for patients. Hence, existing instruments are inappropriate for measuring the consumer's religious spiritual insights during these religious festivals. The problem statement of my thesis is when religio-spiritual insights of the consumers are neglected in designing TV commercials, it can lead to irritation of the consumers and can negatively affect consumers' attitude towards advertising. That can even lead to the banning of commercials by regulator. The consumer's attitude towards advertising is also influenced when TV commercials contain unnecessary entertainment, inappropriate casting of celebrities with less credibility, cluttered information, and phony claims related to the good for economy. On the basis of literature review, these are the research questions developed in this study. Research question number 1: Do entertainment, information, credibility, irritation, good for economy, and religious spiritual insights significantly influence attitude towards advertising? And the research question number 2 addresses the mediating effect of religious spiritual insights between these constructs and attitude towards advertising. To address these research questions, two main research objectives and five specific research objectives were set in this study. The specific research objectives include: number 1, to formally specify the relationship between religiosity and spirituality; number 2, to identify the categories and codes on the basis of consumers' insights and their understanding; and objective number 3 is to develop and validate the instrument of religious spiritual insights. Objective number 4 addresses to test the direct influence of religious spiritual insights on attitude towards advertising, and specific research objective number 5 basically relates to the testing the mediating influence of religious spiritual insights with consumer attitude towards advertising. Some of the gaps identified in the literature and the contribution this thesis makes. So the gap number 1 is the inconsistent relationship between religiosity and spirituality, as I already discussed. This thesis developed a new methodology of construct differential analysis to formally specify relationship between similar constructs, and construct differential analysis revealed an overlapping relationship between religiosity and spirituality in this study. Consumers' religious and spiritual insights have not been explored. This study provides an in-depth analysis related to the religious and spiritual insights of consumers during religious festivals. Gap number 3 is basically the related to the measurement issues in existing instrument. As I said, they are either domain specific and developed without formally specifying the relationship between religiosity and spirituality. So this study developed, validated, and tested a new instrument of religious spiritual insights with consumers' attitude towards advertising. Gap number 4 is related to the marketing literature use religiosity construct, but spirituality construct has largely been ignored in marketing research. So this study provides empirical evidence related to the influence of religious spiritual insights on attitude towards advertising. Literature lacks in providing a theoretical foundation related to the usage of spirituality and religiosity. So the conceptual framework of this study was developed on the basis of theory of reasoned action that provides evidence related to the influence of credibility, entertainment, information, good for economy, and irritation on religious spiritual insights. Literature review. So in this slide, although there are many links, but I just briefly explain that literature shows that humans have been practicing religion since 40,000 before Christ. From Egyptian pyramids till Moses and Jesus, religion had been practiced strongly by humans. Spirituality has emerged as a separate concept in different religions and philosophies. These days, several communities believe that spirituality is a separate concept than religion. The long duration religious festivals and advertising. In long duration religious festivals, this study has identified several common attributes, including fasting, charity, congregation time, prayer service, and scriptures. These festivals are often targeted by extensive marketing campaigns, and millions of dollars are being spent on advertisements during these festivals. So how Ramzan is significant and what type of advertising is being carried out in Ramzan. Among different religious festivals, Ramzan is more significant because Muslims practice strict fasting from Sahur till Iftar, and the same routine for 30 days is practiced all over the world. In Sahur and Iftar, friends and family gatherings are specially arranged, and specific meals and special meals are cooked for these occasions. Religious and spiritual contemplations of Muslims are more higher than other months comparatively. Ramzan is followed by Eid, so it has also become a shopping festival. Consumers' insights are different from other festivals. That is why consumers backlash when they see inappropriate casting or inappropriate content in advertisements. And in Pakistan, PAMRA had started strict monitoring because of the consumer backlash and their complaints. So theoretical underpinnings, the ruling out the UGT, uses and gratification theory in ELM, conceptual framework of this study was developed on the basis of theory of reasoned action, which is widely used in marketing. This theory predicts humans' attitude towards an object on the basis of his beliefs. Construct of attitude towards advertising has been widely used in literature on the basis of this theory. Other predictors include information, credibility, entertainment, good for economy, and irritation. Since spirituality and religiosity are the core human beliefs, construct of religious spirituality has been tested using a conceptual framework in this developed on the basis of theory of reasoned action. This is the conceptual framework of the study. I'm not reading all hypotheses. The initial 6 hypotheses are related to to check the positive influence or negative influence of the constructs on attitude toward advertising, and hypothesis number 7 actually relates with the testing of mediating influence of religious spiritual insight between independent and dependent variables. Methodology. The research paradigm specifically focused in this study was pragmatism, because explanatory and exploratory both types of researches are mixed in this study. The approach used was the exploratory sequential mixed method research design that was suggested by Crasswell and followed by Crasswell and Zhu. In this specific sequential methodology, first a qualitative research is conducted, then quantitative research is conducted to develop a instrument. In this study, qualitative research phases are divided into two research phases. That is the number one, construct differential analysis phase, in which 62 definitions and 20 instruments were taken from literature. And the second qualitative phase is based on the in-depth analysis phase, in which 3 commercials were selected on the basis of marketing scholars' opinion, and 30 in-depth interviews were conducted. Quantitative research phases include the instrument validation phase and model fit analysis phase. Construct differential analysis uses the set relation. A set is a since a
Yes, sir.
four set relations to formally specify the relationship between both constructs. These relationships include disjoint sets, means the both religiosity and spirituality are distinct to each other. Overlapping sets means there are one or more common elements between religiosity and spirituality. Set B is a subset of A, shows that religiosity is a broader concept and spirituality is basically a subcomponent of religiosity. And set A is a subset of set B, means that spirituality is a broader concept and religiosity is actually a part of spirituality. So using these relationships, this study, the construct differential analysis is actually comprised of 4 steps. The first step is the set relations. The types of relationship from existing literature related to these constructs, as I said, the disjoint, subset, and overlapping relationships were considered from the literature, and that how religiosity and spirituality are explained together in literature. In the definitions, around 62 definitions of religiosity and spirituality were taken from the literature, and grounded theory approach was used, in which open codes, axial codes, and selective codes were identified, and finally the categories were identified on the basis of these coding processes. Then the instruments were considered. 20 instruments of religiosity and spirituality were taken from literature, and the similar grounded theory approach was applied on the instruments, and there were around 700 items of all these 20 instruments on which open codes, axial codes, and selective codes were applied to identify the categories. Finally, the comparison stage, in which the categories identified from instruments and from definitions are compared to each other to formally specify the relationship between both constructs. On the basis of construct differential analysis, 7 different categories were identified that formally specify the relationship between religiosity and spirituality. These categories include association with higher power, knowledge and meaning, self-actualization, heart and mind involvement experience, beliefs and practices, interconnectedness, and community-oriented. Using these guidelines of construct differential analysis, in-depth analysis phase was conducted, in which 3 commercials were selected on the basis of a panel review. 30 households were interviewed, and saturation point was achieved on 28 interview. However, 2 extra were conducted to confirm the results. Semi-structured questionnaire was developed, and interviews were conducted using the semi-structured questionnaire. And grounded theory approach was used. The open coding, axial coding, and selective coding processes were conducted to identify the categories. These are the categories and codes identified in in-depth analysis phase using grounded theory approach. These categories and codes were used to develop a questionnaire. In questionnaire development, the item writing and sorting process was conducted, and a committee approach was used. 6 marketing scholars reviewed the codes and categories, including 2 PhD scholars, and statements were finalized in the questionnaire. The linguistic panel was comprised, and they reviewed the statement and identified and rectified the linguistic related issues, language related issues, and corrected these issues in the questionnaire. A forward and backward translation processes were conducted from English to Urdu, then Urdu to English. This questionnaire was used for a quantitative analysis, and in quantitative analysis, the respondents were approached using the uh, the questionnaire, and on the basis of the collected data, 739 valid questionnaires were used in this statistical analysis. First of all, descriptive statistics were conducted, and it was identified that the constructs were actually fulfilling the conditions of normal distribution. Then reliability tests were conducted using Cronbach alpha and composite reliability. And the composite reliability and Cronbach alpha, the values as stated by Hire, that these values should be greater than 0.7. Exploratory factor analysis was conducted using principal component method, and KMO and Bartlett test of sphericity were checked. Convergent validity was confirmed using the average variance extracted and composite reliability. Then discriminant validity test was conducted to check the distinctiveness and uniqueness of the constructs using the maximum shared variance, which should be greater than AVE as suggested by Cohen. And secondly, the Fornell-Lacker criteria was test to check the discriminant validity. That is, square root of the variance explained should be greater than the correlation coefficients. Structural equation modeling was conducted using the CB-SAM approach and AMOS covariance-based SAM approach, and AMOS 24 was used for this purpose. Initially, first order CFA was conducted, then second order CFA was conducted, and then finally the SAM was conducted to test the second order construct. As the criteria states that all of the factor loading should be greater than 0.5. If the items were not satisfying this criteria, we have dropped the items, and one of the construct of community orientedness was also dropped because of this criteria. So I have provided here the first order CFA and second order CFA ranges, which lies basically in the acceptable range. And finally, the religious spiritual insights construct, second order construct, was validated using the SAM. In the model fit analysis phase, as I discussed, that there are some constructs: attitude, credibility, entertainment, good for economy. These are already established constructs with established reliabilities. Since we have adopted these constructs using the theory of reasoned action, on the basis of the conceptual framework was developed on the basis of theory of reasoned action, and religious spiritual insight construct was tested with these 6 constructs. So the reliability was reascertained because of using it with a new instrument. The descriptive statistics and exploratory factor analysis was conducted. I have already discussed the criteria in previous phase, so I'm just going through this slide. Reliability and validity analysis was conducted using Cronbach alpha and composite reliability. Average variance extracted test was conducted, and discriminant validity was checked using Fornell-Lacker criteria, and Cohen et al. Suggested that maximum shared variance should be less than average variance extracted. The hypotheses were tested using the SAM approach, and it was identified that the effect of irritation on religious spiritual insight was not supported in this study, and the mediating effect of religious spiritual insight between the irritation and attitude toward advertising was also not supported. Else all the other hypotheses were actually supported in this study. The goodness of fit indices were used to check the model fitness. All values reported lie in the acceptable range, and parsimony fit indices were also used with the TLI and CFI. that are considered to be TLI and CF are considered to be more reliable than other indices. So you can see that the values lie in the acceptable range. Uh, in the conclusion, I would like to share that instrument of religious spiritual insight was developed, validated, and tested, and to measure the religious spiritual contemplations of the consumers during religious festivals. This study shows the significant influence of religious spiritual insights on consumers' attitude toward advertising, significant mediating effect of religious spiritual insight between attitude towards advertising and other independent variables such as entertainment, information, credibility, and good for economy was identified. Results suggest that the non-significant effect of irritation is present when TV commercials incorporate religious spiritual insight. Religious spiritual insights can help avoid the loss of marketing investment. Otherwise, consumer backlash may lead to the banning of TV commercials. The implications for scholars, as this study provides a new methodology of construct differential analysis that can formally specify the relationship between inconsistently defined or complexly defined constructs. Grounded theory of based systematic analysis using the set relationships such as disjoint, overlapping, and subset relationship. This methodology was comprised of 4 steps that have already been discussed. This construct differential analysis revealed an overlapping relationship that exists between religiosity and spirituality constructs, and scholars can use the constructs of religious spiritual insights in future. Uh, since theory of reasoned action was not covering the religious and spiritual beliefs, this study contributes to this theory and extends the theoretical models developed on the basis of theory of reasoned action. The application of this study can be conducted in different countries and for different festivals to explore the further dimensions of religious spiritual insights and to explore more insights related to the most probably for the other religions as well. Brands can incorporate consumers' religious spiritual insight in advertisement to avoid backlash. Dimensions of religious spiritual insights are based on beliefs and practices, association with higher power, interconnectedness, self actualization, heart and mind involvement, and knowledge and meaning. Cluttered information and unnecessary entertainment can confuse the audience, so brands should depict a concise and clear advertising message to consumers, specifically during the religious festivals. Brands should avoid the phony claims related to the consumer's lifestyle, but they can offer discounts and deal during religious festivals. And brands and managers should also check the response of the consumers at the preliminary stage so that they could identify the issues in advertisements if there are any. The limitations of this study include that focus of this study was to formally specify the relationship between religiosity and spirituality. So the construct differential analysis can be used for identifying the formal specification of relationship between other types of constructs, like different leadership styles are also being used interchangeably, so they can also be uh, tested using the construct differential analysis so that a formal specification of relationship can be provided. This study was focused on the festival of Ramzan. So other festivals can be considered in future, for example, Muharram and Hajj related in Muslim culture. However, festivals of other religion can also be considered for future research. Selected advertisements related to the food and banking sector was used because these advertisements were selected using the panel review approach. In future, charity advertisements can also be considered. As you know that Ramzan is basically a spiritual festival in which people donate and so much charity is conducted. So in future, these advertisements can also be considered. Irritating advertisement can also be used, like the advertisements which have been banned, to get insights of irritation with religious spiritual insights. Purchase behavior and behavioral intentions were not considered in the study. The other variables such as materialism, falsity, culture, purchase intention, and buying behavior can be considered in future studies. So this is all from my side. Uh, I'm ready to defend the questions.
माशाल्लाह, well done जुनैद। इकबाल ने शायद ऐसे लोगों के लिए कहा था, मोहब्बत मुझे उन जवानों से है सितारों पे जो डालते हैं कमर। अच्छा, as per our policy, first the audience are requested to make their questions, comments, then finally Dr. Tariq Ali will be invited to for final comment. जी audience, ये आपकी खामोशी ये बता रही है कि कोई भी सवाल नहीं है।
Assalamu alaikum, Dr. Adnan. It's Dr. Zishan here.
जी
Did you hear my voice?
जी जी
Yes. It's a brilliant topic. First of all, congratulate. I just have two observations here. Number one, you earlier you mentioned about the how you justify the the religiosity and the spirituality, the correlation in between them. How you justify that one? And number two is that who has authority that been profiling these the bad, or the word I used to say the shame advertisements. How you justify that advertisement is a shame advertisement during the month of religiosity? I have just two observations. That's all.
Thank you, Dr. Ishan. First, now, while answering to your first question, this relationship has been already discussed in the literature, and there are several studies which states that religiosity is actually a broader concept and spirituality is the broader concept. And in sociology and theology, there are several studies which have already covered the relationship between these constructs. However, in marketing study, in marketing field, these constructs are not, considered together. And just because that spirituality construct that are already developed were the domain specific related to other domains. For example, there is a construct named spirituality at workplace. So that cannot be adopted for, to study the advertisement related study. Then, while answering, again the correlation thing, basically when I develop the construct, so the sub all it is the requirement that all of the sub dimension of the construct should be correlated to each other. So the correlation thing has already been statistically proved. And answering to your second question, that this since the religious spiritual insights of consumers were not known, so marketers, like what actually do, they used to take the concept from external sources, or they are inspired from other advertisements being made in, for example, in India or other countries. So the concepts are usually adopted in the advertisement. So what they do, they do not have any proper guidelines to incorporate and the visuals related to the religious spiritual contemplations of the consumer. So what this thesis provides, this thesis provides an insights to the marketeers and brand, so that they can match their advertisements with the on and they can design their advertisements on the basis of these insights, so that consumers cannot be irritated and they will be more attracted towards that advertisement. I hope this question answers your concern.
Yes, thank you.
Anyone else, please?
So if there is no question from the audience, we can move to Dr. Tariq Ali.
Okay, may I start, Dr. Adnan Bashir?
जी doctor, please.
Okay, a brief comments on your thesis and presentation before I move on to the questions. Okay, your presentation was composite, and you have presented very confidently, and your thesis very interesting in the sense that the narration had flow there was cohesiveness, and while going through it, I did not went through reader shocks. That was something different than most of the theses I see. So congratulations on the way you have presented your thesis. Now coming to the questions, since your main theme is religiosity, could you please differentiate between intrinsic religiosity and extrinsic religiosity? May I repeat the question, Junaid?
Uh, uh, Sir, I think you want to know about the differentiation between intrinsic and extrinsic religiosity, right?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay. Sir, basically, when I was studying the religiosity concept in literature, so I identified that Blucher in 1962, I guess, he or in 1960s he suggested this intrinsic and extrinsic religiosity concept. What was mentioned and what I believe that intrinsic religiosity is basically if someone practices religiosity for himself or for his own sake, and the extrinsic religiosity believes the components that is being practiced with other people, or I think for other people's, like मतलब दिखाने वाला concept, I guess that is the more highlighted thing in there, extrinsic religiosity.
Okay, so you have developed a scale of spirituality and religiosity. Which of the component of intrinsic religiosity and extrinsic religiosity are in your new developed questionnaire?
Sir, actually, what literature states that spirituality is more of an individualistic phenomenon, and religiosity is like a community-oriented belief. So, in my study, I found that beliefs and practices and association with higher power. In our case, that higher power is the God, Almighty Allah. So that association and our beliefs and practices are related to basically the intrinsic spirituality, and the other concepts that were catered to the spirituality, that is interconnectedness between other human beings and the heart and mind involvement and knowledge of life and knowledge and meaning of life. These are the concepts that were particularly related to the spirituality, but that also addresses the extrinsic religiosity factor.
Okay. What is the significance of response rates? Significance of response rate.
Sir, basically, I actually shared around 760 of the.
Listen to my question, please. आपने कहा आपका 95% है. मैं ये नहीं पूछ रहा हूँ कि 95% है, 40% है, 30% है. मैं ये पूछ रहा हूँ कि उसकी सिग्निफिकेंस क्या है. इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि अगर आपका लो रिस्पॉन्स रेट होगा तो उसका असर स्टडी पे क्या पड़ेगा या क्या पड़ सकता है.
Sir, all right. I guess basically I think there are some difference of opinion in scholars that response rate, if response rate is very low, then we should conduct the statistical test like t-test to identify the significance between two different groups. For example, if my valid sample size is around 739, so probably I should have divided this sample in two different groups, and probably might have run the ANOVA or t-test on this. I guess if you are asking about this thing, so I think other scholars say that since my response rate is too high, so I think this was not the requirement, so I did not go through this process.
इसका असल में सिंपल जवाब ये है कि आपका अगर रिस्पांस रेट लो होता है तो उसका रिजल्ट्स जो है आपके स्टडी के ऊपर सही रिफ्लेक्ट नहीं होता है. लो रिस्पांस रेट का मतलब ये है कि 30% लोगों ने जवाब नहीं दिया. हो सकता है कि उनका ओपिनियन मुख्तलिफ हो जिन लोगों ने दिया है. तो किसको किस तरह चेक करते हैं वो तो खैर आपने पहले ही बता दिया, तो अब वो तो खैर जवाब मैं नहीं पूछूंगा कि अगर आपका रिस्पॉन्स रेट लो है तो फिर क्या करना चाहिए. So I'll move on to the next question. Reliability and validity both are important, right?
जी सर, जी जी जी।
अगर hypothetically speaking, हालांकि दोनों का होना जरूरी है, मगर मैं आपसे पूछूं कि अगर आपको कोई एक चीज असरटेन करनी पड़े या करनी चाहिए तो वो आप क्या करेंगे और क्यों?
सर इन माय केस वैलिडिटी इज मोर रेलिवेंट आई गेस, क्योंकि वैलिडिटी इज बेसिकली to check that what we that the construct is measuring the same concept what we intended to measure. So since there are several other constructs which can be adopted with it, they have already established reliabilities. So in my case, validity is, I think, more relevant because through this process we can verify that the constructs we have developed or the constructs being developed are actually valid and they are measuring the same concept which we were actually intended to measure.
क्या वैलिड इंस्ट्रूमेंट रिलायबल हो सकता है?
Sir, sometimes if the instrument is adopted in different cultures or
No,
different
listen to my-
जी
अच्छा,
sir.
लेट मी रिफ्रेज इट. क्या इनवैलिड क्वेश्चन अगर रिलायबल है तो इसका क्या मतलब होगा? असल में मैं कहना ये चाह रहा हूँ, आपने इसका जवाब दे दिया है कि वैलिडिटी इज मोर इम्पोर्टेंट. अगर इंस्ट्रूमेंट इनवैलिड है तो फिर तो कहानी खत्म हो गई, रिलायबिलिटी वाला करने की जरूरत ही नहीं होती. एक्चुअली दैट्स व्हाट आई वांटेड टू हियर फ्रॉम यू. एनीवे, आई विल मूव ऑन टू नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. हाउ यू हैव एक्चुअली कलेक्टेड द डेटा, प्रोसीजर. मुझे टर्मिनोलॉजीज नहीं चाहिए. क्या प्रोसीजर अडॉप्ट किया था आपने क्वांटिटेटिव रिसर्च के लिए?
सर क्वांटिटेटिव रिसर्च के लिए सर क्वेश्चनर के साथ मैंने एडवर्टाइजमेंट का बेसिकली एक स्नैपशॉट शेयर किया था एंड people were actually basically online survey was conducted, so Google form was used and there was the YouTube link of that advertisement. People used to see that ad and then they were required to answer that questionnaire. So and that advertisement was selected on the basis of a panel selection. As I said that 6 marketing scholars actually saw 15 advertisements and rated. There is a specific methodology ranking score which I actually provided in thesis, and they rated the advertisement through that ranking score. I identified one ad that was actually selected with the questionnaire, and quantitative study was conducted using that.
I did not see a sample frame in your thesis or presentation. Why?
Sir, basically, literature suggests that uh, the people who are more prone to ads are actually household consumers. I found different statistics of household consumers in Pakistan, but since there are around 32 million, so or I guess 33 million, so the millions of people were not actually divided in sample frame. I did not find it. I could not find it in somewhere. Probably the sampling frame was not developed because not everyone can approach. It's a large population to So that is why I guess sampling frame is not there.
Yes, you're right. Sample frame was not perhaps available, and generally you have used non-probability sampling. Therefore, sampling frame is not required. Anyway, another, not a drawback, just a query, that you have asked the same questions. I mean, you have asked the independent variable questions and dependent variable question with the same respondent. Isn't a drawback or a limitation in your study? Do you want me to rephrase it? आपने एक ही रिस्पोंडेंट से इंडिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल के सवालात पूछे और उसी रिस्पोंडेंट से डिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल के सवालात पूछे, तो क्या ये आपकी स्टडी की लिमिटेशन है?
सर आई गेस मतलब इन स्टडीज तो यही होता है कि हम एक ही क्वेश्चनर दोनों से मतलब चाहे डिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल हो चाहे इंडिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल हो, बट आई बिलीव कि देर आर सम स्टडीज इन विच जैसे कि मेरा ख्याल है अगर एम्प्लॉयर्स या एम्प्लॉई से रिलेटेड कोई स्टडी हो रही हो तो शायद उसमें ये बिल्कुल करते हैं कि हम कुछ कंस्ट्रक्ट्स जो है वो एम्प्लॉयर से और कुछ कंस्ट्रक्ट जो है वो एम्प्लॉइज से फिल करते हैं. So I guess there must be two different I guess school of thoughts. तो ये दूसरा वाला ये सर मेरी नॉलेज में ऐसे नहीं था तो
कॉमन
I'll
वेरिएंस सुना है आपने कभी? कॉमन
कॉमन
वेरिएंस
मेथड जी सर कॉमन मेथड जी
आपने जिक्र किया है थीसिस में इसका,
जी सर
वो क्या कहता है?
सर बेसिकली दैट इज ये हार्मोन सिंगल फैक्टर वेरिएंस होता है और हम उसके अंदर VIF और उससे इंश्योर करते हैं कि ये जो है हमारा वेरिएंस कितना जो है वो कॉमन आ रहा है इसके अंदर. तो ABE की वैल्यू के क्राइटेरिया उसमें होता है कि 0.5 जो है वो उसके अराउंड उससे ऊपर है तो फिर आई गेस वो एक्सेप्टेबल है. तो अब ये मैंने डिटेल में वहाँ डिस्कस किया है थीसिस के अंदर, तो वो इसमें स्लाइड्स में इस वक्त मैंने नहीं ये चीज़
जी जी. अच्छा, how your thesis contribute towards the advancement of theory?
सर थ्योरेटिकल बेसिकली कंट्रीब्यूशन तो ये कि जब मैं थ्योरी ऑफ रीजन एक्शन को देख रहा हूँ तो देयर वाज स्पेसिफिकली रिटन in the paper of Fishbein that they were not focused on religiosity, no not particularly religiosity, but they were not particularly focusing on religious beliefs, and I found it in some of the other papers as well. So what I believe that the development of this instrument and using it in context of theory of reasoned action would be more extending the theoretical model proposed earlier, and it will be helpful for other scholars as well who will be using the theory of reasoned action in their researches and particularly working in the domains of religiosity and spirituality.
Okay, what are the major limitations of TRA?
Sir, major limitations of TRA are first one is, as I already said, that they do not focus on the religions and religious
Ethical.
norms, religion and its ethics. So uh, I think this limitation was TRA was and there was a strong criticism on TRA as well that was later on covered in 1975 by proposing theory of planned behavior as well. They introduced the control variable. The limitation was in TRA that the process usually happens as suggested in TRA, but sometimes जैसे हम समटाइम्स ऐसे होता है कि वो चैनल इस तरह से फॉलो नहीं होता, तो देयर इज अ स्ट्रॉन्ग क्रिटिसिज्म in literature that TRA does not address the concepts, different other concepts which actually change the buying behavior. So later on, these Fishbein and Eightsen worked on it, and they introduced theory of planned behavior. Although that was not in my focus of my study, but TRA limitations were overcome in the other theory of planned behavior.
Okay, अगर सैंपल साइज बहुत बड़ा हो या छोटा हो तो उसके स्टडी के रिजल्ट्स पे क्या फर्क पड़ता है?
सर सैंपल साइज बहुत छोटा हो तो फर्क बहुत ज़्यादा पड़ता है, क्योंकि जहाँ तक मेरी अभी तक की ऑब्जर्वेशन है तो वो क्रॉनबैक अल्फा तो जो है ना वो अप्रोप्रिएट ही नहीं, एटलीस्ट आई डिडंट फाइंड इट येट कि वो क्रॉनबैक अल्फा की कैलकुलेशन के लिए 100 से ऊपर ही सैंपल साइज जो है वो चाहिए होता है. बट उसके अलावा भी दूसरे कंस्ट्रेंट्स हैं, जैसे कि जब हम इंस्ट्रूमेंट डेवलप कर रहे हैं तो क्रेसवेल और ऑनवेगजी और ये जो इंस्ट्रूमेंट डेवलपमेंट के जितने रिसर्चेज हैं वो कहते हैं कि मिनिमम सैम्पल साइज शुड बी 500 and the study should not focus on the sample size less than 500. So because of the validity constraints, so validity will be more affected if the sample size is small, and so as reliability. And I guess there will be other issues as well, like the collinearity, multi-collinearity issue as well that lies with the samples.
Okay, thank you very much. As far as I am concerned, I am done with it. Very well. आपने सही जवाब दिए, कुछ गलत भी दिए. ये लर्निंग प्रोसेस होता है, सारे जवाब सही नहीं होते। और आपकी प्रेजेंटेशन ओवरऑल बहुत अच्छी थी, और आपकी जैसे मैंने थीसिस के हवाले से कहा उसकी इनोवेशन खास तौर पे, और उसके अंदर कोई लीडर शॉक नहीं था, और उसके अंदर फ्लो भी था। थैंक यू वेरी मच, आई एम डन। नाउ ओवर टू डॉक्टर अदनान बशीर।
थैंक यू सो मच डॉक्टर साहब। जिन्हें चैट में डॉक्टर जावेद साहब ने कुछ क्वेश्चंस रेज किए, प्लीज अगर उनको एड्रेस कर दें आप। जावेद साहब अगर आप
सर अगर आप एलैबोरेट कर दे तो ये क्वेश्चन है, तो बहुत सारे क्वेश्चन मार्क्स हैं, आप ये थोड़ा सा सारे
Okay, first of all, my questions are not related to the technology of the doctorate degree or the thesis. I think Tariq Jalil Saab and others and Junaid Ansari yourself, I think that technology and the process is probably excellent. Mera question is related outside in the area of a practicing manager who probably does not have the privilege and the benefit of a doctorate degree, and who does not have the privilege and the honor of understanding research terminologies. You know, an ordinary person like myself. So many question marks डाले हैं because I was always trained that a question must have question mark. Anyway, that is the only reason I put. Actually वो मेरा connection कट गया था, तो इसलिए वो मेरा text भी मिट गया है. I cannot now read what I said. So if you can just read it out, that will help me.
Sir, first comment was that are those who are irritated the identified target audience? What is the value proposition? The second comment is which component of the marketing value chain is enhanced for practicing marketing manager, and
Okay,
how
let's just do one, because we may not have time for all the three. But if we have the time, that will be wonderful. But that is up to you and Adnan Saab. So can you just read the first question again?
Are those who are irritated the identified target audience?
Okay.
What is the value proposition?
Right. So जो हम बिजनेस स्कूल्स में पढ़ाते हैं टू आर BBA and MBA स्टूडेंट्स, अब आपको थोड़ा सा नीचे आना पड़ेगा, मेरे लेवल पे आना पड़ेगा, मेरे जो कॉलम. I know it is difficult to come down to the level of कि ये जो एडवर्टाइजिंग होती है, this conveys the value proposition to a target audience to whom the value proposition is relevant. So my question was, the people who get irritated, like you said in the opening of your presentation, क्या ये लोग उस जो आपने YouTube पे दिखाए एडवर्टाइजमेंट्स, क्या ये लोग उनकी मार्केटिंग प्लान में लिखे हुए थे कि ये उनके टारगेट ऑडियंस हैं? What they quantified in terms of numbers and the profit potential? So that is my first question.
So should I answer it now or wait for your second?
एक ही सवाल करें because I have another meeting and we have to wrap it up, please. Last question करें because I have another meeting to attend.
बस ठीक है, this is my only question for today.
सर बेसिकली ये इस तरह से तो इस तरह नहीं लिखे हुए, बट जब हम लिटरेचर में देखते हैं तो हमें ये पता चलता है कि टीवी एडवर्टाइजमेंट से ज़्यादा प्रोन वो लोग हैं जो हाउस होल्ड कंज्यूमर्स हैं, मीन्स द हाउस होल्ड लिविंग इन पाकिस्तान. And on an average there are 5 household people at particular level. एक घर के अंदर 5 लोग on an average household में मौजूद. So this has been mentioned in the literature, and since the TV advertisements are being watched by these household consumers, so what I did actually collected the consumer insight by interviewing 30 of the household, And those 30 people provided me different insights about advertisements and the concept of religiosity and spirituality they want to see in advertisements. So on the basis of that, interviews and transcriptions, I developed the instrument and validated it. As far as marketing managers are concerned, they did not have this guideline in literature, in the previous literature. So what they used to do is they actually follow the trend, and they are more focused on increasing consumption patterns in Ramadan and other religious festivals. So what they do, they bombard the information in advertisements and provide different offers and different deals. So जैसे हमारे यहाँ रेस्टोरेंट्स में आती है ना कि ऑल यू कैन ईट, तो लॉकडाउन में तो नहीं आई बहरहाल, लेकिन अब ये इस तरह के ऑफर्स जो है वो क्या करते हैं कि यूजर जो है वो फिर उनसे इरिटेट हो जाता है, क्योंकि वो क्लटर्ड ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन या फिर अननेसेसरी एंटरटेनमेंट है। एक रमज़ान के फेस्टिवल में आपको अचानक से म्यूज़िक या इस तरह की कोई चीज़ें होंगी, तो लोग वो जो जो आम हालात में एडवर्टाइजमेंट सही होता है लोगों के लिए, वो उस फेस्टिवल में जब उनके रिलीजियस और स्पिरिचुअल कंटेम्पलेशन हाई होते हैं तो वो उनके लिए फिर अनएक्सेप्टेबल हो जाता है। तो पैमरा की वेबसाइट पे मैं गया और आप भी जाके देखें तो वहाँ रमज़ान के अंदर वो एक सीरीज ऑफ कंप्लेंट्स है रिलेटेड टू डिफरेंट टीवी प्रोग्राम्स एंड डिफरेंट टीवी कमर्शियल्स, जो कि लोगों ने वहाँ पे डाले कि दे आर गेटिंग इरिटेटेड एंड दे आर रिक्वेस्टिंग पैमरा टू बैन इट. So that is why my problem was based on this whole concept.
Okay, ठीक है जी, thank you. But I would like some other forum to continue with this dialogue. I think your answer that you gave me raises many other questions. So maybe we should have another forum. I don't know what
Sure, sir. Sure, sir.
one thinks about this. Okay, thank you, ji. Allah Hafiz. Take care. And
Thank you.
congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Javed Sahab. Now, finally, I'll request Dr. Tariq Jalil to please announce Mr. Junaid Ansari as Dr.
Okay.
Junaid Ansari.
Okay. Looking to your presentation, your thesis, it is my pleasure to call you Dr. Junaid Ansari. Congratulations.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah. Mubarak ho, Junaid.
Thank you, sir.
मुबारक
Thank,
जुनैद साहब आपको, congratulations heartily.
thank you, sir. Thank you, other people. Who have contributed.
Congratulations. Dr. Irfan,
Yes, congratulations to the team. Actually, I think I must acknowledge the contributions of many research scholars. I think one of the good things that I see at IOBN is peer culture, where the students are themselves helping each other in developing their concepts and doing that. There are a few comments that I would like to make beyond this particular presentation. For the other one, I would like to welcome Dr. Muhammad Abid Ali. He is here. Dr. Abid Ali was leading our MRSS sessions, multidisciplinary research sessions, which I think which are now being conducted by Dr. Adnan Bashir. So please continue with that tradition. Maybe Dr. Abid Ali is here to remind us that we should not lose them. I must also acknowledge Dr. Tariq Jalil's presence over here. He was among the initial trailblazers in our PhD program and laid the foundation of the research group and the peer group that I mentioned. Please continue in these areas. I would like to see very active research groups now at in various departments. So marketing students should have their own research group, the finance and accounting should have their own research group, management and in different areas, because now there are over 120 research students currently at IOBM. And obviously, all of them may not, there is an opportunity for several other groups. I think so that will be. So one of the other points that there are several students over here also who will be presenting next time. One advice by me would be that whenever you listen to a question, a problem is that a researcher, especially a PhD researcher, has been working in that area for 2-3 years and knows everything inside out. So one of the fallacies is that we think that the others would also have so much ease of understanding by using a couple of phrases or terms that we use. It's not so. So one of the things that I would advise all the other people who are presenting, that whenever there is whenever there a question comes in, please relate it to some of your slides, 1 or 2 slides, and open that slide and with reference to that explain it. Often it also happens that some of the people who have come for question may not have been there at the earlier phase where the concept was developed. So that would actually help. डॉक्टर साहब, आप कैसी तबीयत है आपकी? आबिद अली साहब, इस्लामाबाद का क्या हाल है? वहाँ बारिशें ज्यादा हो रही हैं. आई वुड लाइक, अगर हमारा ऑन साइट होते तो प्रॉब्ली ज्यादा इनवाइट करें. थैंक यू.
जी डॉक्टर साहब, जज़ाकल्लाह. मैं जो हूँ अब दोनों मैसेज करता रहता हूँ हमारे सस्ती का एस्पेक्ट से. अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह, दैट वाज अ ब्यूटीफुल प्रोजेक्ट फ्रॉम योर साइड व्हिच वी ट्राई टू टेक अलोंग. और अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह मैं देखता हूँ, मैंने यहाँ बहरिया में भी मैं कोशिश में हूँ इसी तरह मैं इसको एस्टेब्लिश करूँ, लेकिन आई हैव बीन प्लेस्ड एट अ डिफरेंट प्लेटफॉर्म एज ए कोऑर्डिनेटर इन बालशेर. But I hope I get the opportunity establishing MRSS as well. MashaAllah, Junaid Saab, Dr. Junaid Saab, congratulations to you, very well defended. I miss you all. Yeah. Islamabad, it's very pleasant. Normally we get some hot days in the afternoon. और वो फिर बादल आते हैं और बारिश हो जाती है and it becomes. अभी तो आप लोग enjoy कर रहे हैं बारिश बरसात.
हम तो केई की नवाजिशात ज्यादा एंजॉय कर रहे हैं, लेकिन बहरहाल अच्छा मौसम है. अल्लाह की रहमत है. थोड़े अरसे के लिए रहमत होती है, लेकिन अगर हम जुट जाएं तो जो हरियाली हो गई होती है, इट्स ट्रेमेंडस. थैंक यू वेरी मच. डॉक्टर अदनान, अगर आपको कुछ है तो. हाँ, एक और है, वो आप प्लीज MRSS या ये जो सेशंस होते हैं इनका आप वो बना लीजिए एक कोर्स, उसमें सारे स्टूडेंट्स को एंटर कर लें और उनकी अटेंडेंस जरूर लिया करें.
ओके,
हमारे स्टूडेंट्स
जी जी, लॉकडाउन की वजह से कुछ इश्यूज आए हैं.
हाँ, वो LMS के अंदर जो है ना, अटेंडेंस बड़ी इजीली हो जाती है और फिर बाद में उन सबको बताया भी जा सकता है. I think we should strengthen using the technology, the attendance in these sessions.
Okay, right, sir. So with this, we can end this session, sir.
जी सर.
Okay.
ये आपका सेशन है भाई.
अच्छा डॉक्टर साहब, बहुत शुक्रिया. डॉक्टर तारिक जलीस, डॉक्टर इरफान, डॉक्टर आबिद, डॉक्टर आमिर सईद यहाँ पे थे. आप सबका बहुत शुक्रिया. मेरी तरफ से एक दफ़ा फिर जुनेद को बहुत बहुत मुबारक हो. एंड थैंक यू सो मच ऑल. ओके, अल्लाह हाफ़िज़.
अल्लाह हाफ़िज़. मुबारक हो जुनेद साहब आपको भी.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Congratulations, Dr. Junaid. And thank you all the people, audience, and the examiner.
Thank you.
Hello?